B'siyata Dishmaya, we are in the book B'yam Darkecha. Book B'yam Darkecha on the Perek at the end of the Elul Tishrei book on page Shin Tet Vav 315. It's the second chapter at the end of the book on Avodat Chodesh Mar Heshvan, the work of this month, Heshvan. Mar Heshvan. What is Mar Heshvan? Hasvatayim merachashot. The lips that are still murmuring, the lips that are still moving. Chodesh Mar Heshvan nikra l'shem shehasvatayim merachashot b'torah u'tfilah. That our lips are still murmuring in prayer and in Torah learning. Since we've done so much prayer, we've done so much Torah learning in the past few months, all of these holy days, that is why this month is called that way. Simply put, the intention is, since we got so used to and so habitualized in praying and learning during Elul and Tishrei, that this month it's as if our lips are moving by themselves, as if the muscle memory just keeps moving, and our lips are just murmuring, and they can't stop moving. We've been doing so much Elul, 40 days of Slichot, Rosh Hashanah, 10 days of Tshuva, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. It's just non-stop. We've been going. Our lips are moving by themselves. Klomar, Sha'or Shaya b'Tishrei, the light that was in Tishrei is being brought into the person and completely illuminating them, even in Heshvan, even in this month, even though the holidays are finished. And this causes a person, since he still has this light of all of these holy days inside of him, it causes him to continue with his Torah learning. It causes him to continue to pray to Hashem. And even now that we have a war going on, another reason to continue to go, right? And it's an even bonus to keep going. So how do we guard this light? The depth here is that the way to guard the light, any light that you receive throughout your life, but especially the lights of Elul and Tishrei, which are very, very high lights, it's by way of right now, in the month of Heshvan, to not stop learning Torah, to not stop praying, to keep on going. Because we need vessels for all of the light, right? The whole life is built up of lights and vessels. Light is all the spiritual feeling that you have and the emotions and the knowledge that you're downloading, and that needs to go inside of a vessel. The vessel is, we'll learn right now, but it's a match, right? If you have only light with no vessels, then you don't really have light because it's just coming through you, nothing stays inside of you. And if you're always busy making vessels, but you don't put any light inside of it, then you're also wasting your time. You have to have both of them together. We need actual physical actions like speech, that within that speech, this internal light and this comprehension that we got in Tishrei can actually stay inside of us. In Tishrei, we merited to a matnat chinam, a completely free gift, to recognize the truth that Hashem is one in all worlds. He's there in the good, He's there in the bad. And we receive the ahava, the love, and the dveikut, the attachment to Hashem, and the bitul to Him, the self-nullification to Hashem. And now we have to intensify and increase the making of vessels. Why? In order to keep all of this light inside a vessel so that it stays with us. That we shouldn't be losing this light by way of going back to regular life, right? For 2 months now we've been very busy with holidays. People have been working less, been focusing much more on spirituality, less focused on this world. Now we're going to go back to the world. Now we're going to go back into the world. When we go back into the world, do we just lose all of the light we've downloaded for 2 months? We want to be able to attain that light and say that we acquired the light and that the light is by us, that we're keeping it. So by way of dealing with Torah, learning Torah with power, with a great desire to learn Torah, also increasing so much how much we pray and how much you talk to Hashem simply. The more mitzvot that you do, l'shem Hashem, right? For the sake of Hashem, you do mitzvot. You're giving to soldiers. Why are you giving to the soldiers? Not for a tax receipt, because that's what Hashem needs you to do right now, right? You're doing these things for the right purposes. When all of that is going on, a person connects more to Hashem and every action that he's doing, and that guards the light. That is the vessel. When you do a physical thing in this world, it's called a vessel. The light that you feel when you're doing that thing, that's the light, right? For example, you have an amazing Shabbat, right? You felt so good on Shabbat, you felt so good on Chag. Afterwards, you have to use your mouth to speak. The words should come out of your mouth and pray to Hashem. Please, Hashem, don't let this feeling of where I knew you. Any light is more consciousness of God, right? When you have light It's just we use the term light because it's the closest physical thing that we can use to explain what we're feeling, right? When we're feeling godliness, we say light. Whenever you feel that, you have to pray to Hashem, please allow me to keep this. How do you do that? Use your mouth. Say words. Make an action in this world that is now a vessel to guard that light inside. Because when a person fills his whole entire life with Avodat Hashem, in actuality, applied Avodat Hashem, then there's a big, big, big light. And you don't want it to say something, stay like this spiritual, lofty light that you experienced, right? That you meditated and it was like very, very high, lofty experience, but has nothing to do with you. You want it to, the opposite, you want it to become part of your form in life. You want it to become who you are in life. This should become you, not something that you experience over there. When I go to meditate, then I feel like this. What about when you go shopping for your house? What about when you take the garbage out? Do you feel that same light? Is that also a spiritual thing for you? When you have to pay bills, because to keep your family taken care of and a roof over their head, is that also a spiritual feeling for you? Is it only when you go to the synagogue you feel holy? Or do you feel holy in every single action? By way of putting hard work in Torah and Tefillah, a person merits to go into living every single movement of life with a more spiritual aspect. And he merits to see that the whole entire world with a true perspective, that with emunah in Hashem, with connection to Hashem. And then he doesn't get startled, he doesn't get confused from anything. Rather, he recognizes and he goes into finding Hashem in every single thing that's going through his life. And by way of this, nothing will push you down and nothing will detach your connection with Hashem. Because whatever you're going through, straight away you look, Elohai bekirbi, is my God amongst me? Is my God with me? How is Hashem with me here? Where is he? Let's find him. Right? I have a relationship with Hashem in everything I do. So in this situation where it doesn't seem like he's here with me, I know he is. So where is he? Let me find it. And you strengthen your consciousness that Hashem is being revealed to me in this hardship that I'm going through, in this aspect, in my work, in my going to the bank, in me dealing with the authorities, whatever it might be that you're doing that it seems like it's not godliness, you're going to find Hashem there. And then nothing can push you ever away from Hashem. And we have to acquire this light, and there's another depth here. On the holidays that we receive lights as a gift from Hashem. Right? We don't do anything. Pesach comes, whether you're ready or not, it's Pesach. Meaning there's an opening of a certain energy of freedom. Sukkot comes, it's an opening of an energy of happiness and joy. You don't have to do anything. The more you do, the more you're going to get. The more you download, right? The wider your hands are, the more you can catch. But that doesn't mean that you have to do that. Whether you want it or not, you're a Jew, you're getting a download. It's a free gift from Hashem. And now we have to work in order to acquire the light and to bring it inside of us so that we can say, I own this. I've done something and it's mine now. I know it's not going to leave me. Because everything that you receive as a gift, then the light can't really drill into you all the way. You received it as a gift. It says like, you recognize that you got something, you feel it maybe, but it's not in you. It goes a little bit inside the soul, inside the lowest level soul of a person. By way of you having a relationship with the light, by engaging with it, by working with it, by trying to make a vessel to keep it inside of you, then you can now work harder to acquire it. Once you feel it, once you contemplate on it, once you pray for it, you pray, Hashem, that was an amazing feeling. Can I keep that? Can I keep that with me? The more that you do it, now you have this relationship. Therefore, a lot of times, after the holidays, there's this feeling of emptiness. There's this feeling of darkness. This feeling like, I just hit rock bottom. I was so high on Rosh Hashanah, and now, boom, I'm on my face, and I don't even want to get up for Shacharit. Who are you, Hashem? We experienced this. The lights that we received on the holiday, they were above our level. They were a gift much, much loftier than what we actually are deserving of. They were given to us from Hashem completely as a gift. And there was no hard work. There was no acquisition. Here's a gift way above your pay grade. Therefore, the second that the cloud arises and leaves you, and the holiday's over, then there's this feeling of emptiness. Because the neshama is so used to feeling tangibly super powerful lights, but the truth is, it wasn't the neshama's. It didn't belong to the neshama. It was a gift. It was an experience that Hashem was providing for you in order for you to get closer. It was like He was giving you a handicap. He's giving you a crutch to bring you closer. But that's not you, right? Training wheels on the bike. But the point is that you should be able to ride the bike without the training wheels. And yes, it's much more safe with the training wheels. You can go even crazier with the training wheels because you have protection. You're not going to fall to the sides. But the truth is, that's not the goal. After the holiday, you have to work to acquire that light. That it shouldn't leave you. It shouldn't be lost. And the way to acquire it is to start from down here. Meaning that the actual actions, make physical actions. Pray. Use your mouth to pray. Use your mouth to learn Torah. Go into the work. And that's the opposite of the form of the light of the holidays itself. That was just a gift. But the main thing there is dealing with the light and less with the vessels. Right? Simchat Torah, for example. It's the highest keter, the highest musaf that you have the whole entire year. What's the mitzvah of Simchat Torah? There's no mitzvah. Right? Like you said, to be happy with the Torah, but that's not written anywhere. There's nothing to do. There's no lulav to shake. There's no matzah to eat. There's nothing. There's no mitzvah that day. The day is filled with mitzvot, but there's no mitzvah specifically for the holiday. To dance around in a circle with the Torah. That's not written anywhere. It's a minhag. And there has to be a minhag. That's the only way. Once it's optional, that's the only way that you can get such a high light. Because if it was an obligation, it would be too much. It would be a burden, and you wouldn't be able to download such in spirituality. Right? So on the holiday, we're dealing with light. There's no vessels there. There's barely any vessels. You're just busy with light, busy with energy, busy with godly energy of the holiday. Now, after the holiday, you have to make a lot of vessels. You have to invest in the vessels. You have to work hard. You have to sweat. You have to put in strength. And from the way of that, now you're going to be able to acquire the light properly. So, the work of the month of Heshvan is to make vessels in order to guard all of this light, to protect all of this light, to acquire this light, and to make sure that it's deep inside of you, to make sure that it's a part of you. And then if we look on a scale of relativity, the light of the holiday is like an or makif. It's the surrounding light that is above you that you don't really understand. Even though you get it and like a little bit is put inside of you, it's not really an acquisition. It's not internal light. It's the surrounding light. It's like this vibe, this aura around you, but it's not your internal light. It's like what we say, when the light goes inside of a person, instead of that the light's going inside of you, you went into the light. Right? It's not that on the holiday the light's coming into you. You stepped into the light. And even though you're alive, you receive vitality from it, you're happy, the light is not really going into you. You're going into the light. And by way of the proper work now, after the holiday, you can merit that this light becomes internalized. It becomes true. And these wondrous lights of the holiday become a part of you. But whoever doesn't put the work in, then he's going to, God forbid, lose the light. You have to, that transition of you going into the light, becoming the light coming into you, that takes a lot of effort. So Torah and Tefillah, they are internal connection. There's another depth here. The essence, the definition of the light of the holidays is more godly comprehension, more godly knowledge. And this closeness and this dveikut, this attachment to Hashem Yitbarach, He doesn't change. Hashem never changes. We're the ones that experience ups and downs. We're the ones that experience concealment and revelation. Hashem is the same always. Also, how close He is to us, how much He wants to be attached to us, it's never nullified. We're still as attached to Hashem right now as we were on Shabbat yesterday, and as we were on Rosh Hashanah, and on Purim, and on Yom Kippur, and on Sukkot. The attachment to Hashem is the same. The question is, do we feel it or not? On our side, it seems different. The reality is it's the same. Within the holidays, though, it's so powerful. The sanctity of the day, the Kedusha of that day, and all of the mitzvot that you do, you feel them. You feel this amazing illumination easily from Hashem. You feel that it's all revealed to you very easily. But the truth is that in the weekdays, you can also find Hashem that way. And even more so, to hold on to Hashem without any external light, without any external revelation, that's the goal. To hold on to Hashem even when He takes everything away from you. Even when it's complete darkness, but He hasn't changed. It's just what you see. It's like when we have a cloudy day. Is the sun not there? Lavdil, right? The sun is for sure there. It's just behind the clouds. But I know it's there. Right? To the point that you have even people that are sensitive, that even when it's a cloudy day, they still put sunscreen on. What happened? Because the sun is there. There's a reality that UV rays and UV lights are coming down. My skin is sensitive. So how do we do this? How do we connect to Hashem even when we don't have revelations? Even when we're in the weekday and we don't have a holiday, we don't have Shabbat? By way of Torah and Tefillah. Because the Torah and the Tefillah of every single Jew is the main ability and power for him to be able to cling to Hashem and to hold on to Hashem Yitbarach. And this dveikut, the dveikut of Torah and Tefillah, is the most internal, deepest dveikut that you can get to. It comes from atzmuta Yehudi. It comes from the essence of who you are at your core as a Jew. But to cling to Hashem by way of the light of the holidays, it's easier. It's a much easier level to cling to Hashem when He gives you a lulav and a etog, when He gives you matzah and 4 cups of wine to lose it. Right? It's much easier to get to Hashem that way, to feel it. Therefore, this is the beginning of the work. First, He gives you a gift. He brings you into the light. And then your goal is to take the light and put it inside of you. The Chagim are the opening. Hashem opens up for you to let you come out of the darkness, come out of the cloud. But the goal is that should elevate you and give you a boost to ascend higher and higher. And now you're going to go into a higher level of dveikut when the holiday is over. Therefore, in the merit and the power of this powerful light of the holidays, especially Tishrei, especially 40 days of Slichot, Rosh Hashanah, 10 days of Tshuva, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Shmini Atzeres, Hoshana Rabbah. Look how many holidays, look how much light in different forms, in every different way. By way of having all of that, now we're going to bring huge lights down. And now it's possible with our emunah, rooted emunah, the most basic core of who we are, to cling to Hashem in the most internal way. Dveikut b'koach hamal Torah v'ribui tefillah. To get to a level of dveikut by way of so much Torah, so much increased prayer. Shal yedam zochim l'chiyot kol hazman et Hashem yitbarach. By way of Torah and tefillah on a hard level, to working hard for it, you're able to live with Hashem all the time. So sometimes you feel this emptiness after the holidays, after the holy holidays. En zeh ele kriyah shel Hashem yitbarach eleinu. All of this is a call from Hashem to us. Hashem's calling out to you. He took away the lights, it's Him calling to you. En zeh ele kriyah shel Hashem yitbarach eleinu. Benai hayikarim. Tikansu ledveikut yoter amuka v'pnimit. My precious sons, go into a deeper level of attachment. I'm calling out to you. I took away the holiday, yes, but now work on it. Go deeper. Connect to me in a deeper place. Dveikut shel shifti bebeit Hashem. Dveikut, I sat in the house of Hashem all the days of my life. Come sit in the house of Hashem. Sit down in the Beit Midrash. Sit down in the Beit Knesset. Sit down in yeshiva. Pray. Learn. Dveikut shel amal Torah. A connection with me by way of working hard in the Torah, which is my revealed life, my revealed light to you, my will. Come learn what I want from you. Mitoch ratzon lidabek boreh. Come learn with a desire to cling to the Creator of the world. And the more you increase your Torah learning in action, and the more you talk to Hashem with your mouth, everyone according to his level, this is what it is. Oleh lanu, what do we learn from all of this? Zeh shasfatayim hem mirachshvan, right? The fact that your lips are still moving from all of the prayers that we've been doing in the last 60 days. Ze lo rak shmira al haor. It's not only that you're guarding the light, it's not only acquisition of light. The fact that you're still praying now, you're still learning Torah now, that is the light. That's not downloading light. That's not trying to get light. That is the light. But now, it's coming in a deeper sense, in a way deeper sense. And the vessel, in order to merit to this, is by way of dealing more with tefillah, doing more with Torah. Your lips are moving by yourself already. But now, direct them. Use them in the right way, push them in the right moment. With hardship, with tenacity, putting in the effort. And you have to put it in power. The last little chapter, last little paragraph. When we know all of this, when we understand what we just learned right now, it gives us power, it gives us desire to put in that effort, to put in the hard work in Torah and Tefillah, to actually sit down and open the book. Even though you feel soft, you feel darkness, you feel empty because all the holidays are over. 60 days you've been working hard and now it's just like, right? You feel that. No one can say you don't feel that. That's the Yetzer Hara trying to go inside of you and try to mess you up from inside. Now we have to make a decision to start brand new effort, to push harder. You have to make for yourself, I'm going to learn like this in the morning, I'm going to learn like this in the afternoon, and this at night. And I have this book, and I have a marker inside of it. And the goal of the marker is to move from the front cover to the end cover. Not without any order. No, I make an order for myself. If you know that you can learn 2 paragraphs a day, you don't miss your 2 paragraphs that day. If you can learn 2 pages a day, you do not miss the 2 pages a day. But it should be something that, 1, you feel good about doing it. It gives you some satiation. It gives you fulfillment. And 2, it's actually applicable. It's not going to burn you out. And the more that you do actions, physical actions in this world, with a complete decision, that B'ezrat Hashem, I am acquiring this light. These 60 days are not just going to leave me and leave my body because I'm not going to do the work now. Now that I feel empty, it's just a call from Hashem that I'm going to put in more effort. And by way of this, by way of this, B'ezrat Hashem, as long as you keep on doing this, all those big lights of Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Shmini Atzeret, Sukkot, they're all going to come back to you, but they're going to come inside much deeper. And they're going to illuminate again and again your heart in the deepest part with an acquisition, a real, true acquisition for the whole entire year, to merit to live a true life with a proper acquisition in the light of Hashem, to be one with Hashem, to be unified with Hashem in all of your actions. B'ezrat Hashem, this is the goal. Again, whoever made it this far, we appreciate you. We love you. If you have anything to donate towards the soldiers, to donate towards the Alshech Academy, please help us. Send the money. Most of you are listening to us from across the sea. You live in a place where your salary is like 4 of our salaries. You can take a portion of it. We're not judging you. We're thanking you. You've been blessed with Shefa. Send it to Eretz Yisrael. And Rabbi Nachman says, whoever longs and yearns for Eretz Yisrael will be blessed with their parnasah. The question is, what do you do with that parnasah when you get it? So B'ezrat Hashem, may we be blessed, not only to have a connection with Eretz Yisrael, to also have a connection with all the holy people that are protecting us, messengers of Hashem, and to learn more Torah, to pray more, to bring this light into us. B'ezrat Hashem.